The only thing that matters in life is money. We need to get more money. We need to be like Elon Musk. We gotta look into these bug bounties. What are bug bounties? Bug bounties, they sound cool as hell. It sounds like you walk into the salty Splatoon. Fingerless gloves are mandatory. There's gotta be money in this. So we'll start with a brief history of the bug bounty programs. It all started with Netscape back in the 90s. To be honest, I read this and I was a little bit upset, offering about $1,000 for pretty severe bugs and as low as a coffee mug for less severe bugs. I'll be honest, $1,000 is okay, but a coffee mug is crazy. I gotta pay for shipping, I'm sure, right? About 9 years later, Mozilla started their own bug bounty program, and to be honest, they were paying peanuts too. It looks like about $500, right? That's not enough to really do much with. Shortly after, Pwn2Own started their own. I don't know who Pwn2Own is, but I do see one thing, that's for damn sure. They were paying 10K award. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's enough to change your life right there. And to be honest, after I read 10K, my mind went blank, okay? I'm seeing PTSD stars. I'm thinking, this is it. This is it. We found the way to get money. Let's go down this path. Fast forward to today. We've got payouts as much as $10 million. These are Web3 bug bounties. If you're familiar with crypto, you got a nice rack or some viewers on Kick, you're getting a lot of money. So I don't know. I don't trust that one. I wanted to go a little bit deeper outside of the Web3 space to confirm my suspicions. Now, I did find something promising. I found an article saying that Google had paid out over $600K for somebody who found a bug for the Android. You know, that's enough for at least 3 YouTube dev courses right there. That is nothing to scoff at. Shortly after, Microsoft coming in with $200K. Now, it all kind of starts going downhill. After that, the best thing I found was some kid getting 1 million airline miles, which on the surface sounds amazing, right? Holy shit, 1 million miles. I could travel from here to China and back at least 100 times, right? Well, apparently it's only about 200K, if not less. For doing this research, I started to think a bit more about the harsh realities of human life. I started looking back on my past, right? Getting leered into level 10 wilderness in RuneScape, thinking everything was gonna go well. Certainly everything this person is selling me is a great thing, right? Well, unfortunately, as with everything in life, there is no net positive. Yes, we did see some payouts that were really nice, but let's look at the other side of the coin. Let's look at the average Joe, how the experience is as a fingerless glove connoisseur. Now, I found a pretty detailed post on Reddit in the Bug Bounty subreddit, and it was a very detailed post. He went into basically explaining how typically what they offer in the post of the bug, so say if you go to HackerOne or any kind of bug bounty website, typically you're not going to get the amount that they list in the post. And in most cases, unfortunately, you may not get paid at all. Somebody discovered a pretty big exploit for Google. And you would think, you know, Google must be good about this, certainly. They're not going to risk lying or having an issue with paying out for the bug bounties, right? Turns out, Google's no saint. Even Google has this happen. Bug bounties are posted, somebody finds a bug, reports it, and then they just never end up getting the payout. And I see this all over the place, right? People are finding the bugs, they're fixing them, and then they're just not getting money for it. There's a lot of stipulations. You find a bug, but then the team says, oh, you know, we had already discovered that internally, and we just hadn't fixed it yet. So it's really one of those cases where, you know, when you're finding these bugs, you have to accept that it may not actually be paid out. You kind of just do it for fun. But I'm not here for fun, you know, I want the money. I want the 600K. But ultimately, you know, I think this search has taught me that this is not the rags to riches. You're not going to get rich doing bug bounty programs. You know, now that AI is getting better, it's even worse now. Because before, you know, you got to actually get your hands dirty. You know, you're walking out with some blood on your fingers after finding these bugs. Now it's back to selling courses. AI is not good. It is not Croc and Bugs. I need you to buy my Croc and Bugs selling course, please, please.